when we talk Texas A&M football, of course, I'm going to make a note about Steve Addazio. As soon as you brought him up, of course, he had kind of a rough go his last head coaching stint in Colorado State. But before that, at Boston College, no, he didn't set the world on fire or win the ACC or anything. But they were going 7-5, 7-6 in that range every season except for one under Steve Addazio at Boston College. So considering the recruiting classes and the challenges there, they have in getting players up to Boston College. He did a fairly nice job with BC. The quarterback situation, I don't know how much you got going there and how much you can take us through at this point because it's extremely early. But of course, we got Max Johnson, we got Haynes King in particular, and just any talk about during the news conferences about how they're progressing or maybe what their skill sets look like.
Yeah, so I think it's obviously going to be probably deep into the fall before we hear it. I would expect it'll be something similar to last year where it was kind of the Monday before the game where Jimbo Fisher was doing a radio interview with ESPN, I think, and announced who would be starting. But, they rotated reps on the days that we saw them. Haynes King went with the ones on the Wednesday. Max Johnson went with the ones on the Thursday. And, you can definitely see what each brings to the table. I mean, Max Johnson had a couple balls with nice ball placement. His release is a little longer than Haynes King's is just because of, his size and his height. Takes a little longer to get the ball out, but placement wise, the ball looked good coming out of his hand. And I think the good news too is Haynes King, and Jimbo Fisher kind of talked about this before, is fully healthy now and no limits. And both had a really good spring leadership wise, athleticism, just working hard in the kind of the off season workouts. So I think he's been really happy with both of them. And I think just the overall message that he had about his quarterback room is I think he feels like it's a much deeper room now. It's a lot more solid. He's probably got 3 good options he feels good about turning to. Obviously, Connor Wigman has some growing to do, but I think he feels really good about where it is. And, whoever he has to go with or decides to go with, I think he'll feel a lot more comfortable with. And, it's going to be a battle. And it's going to be, I think he wants to bring out the competition in both of them and see who rises to the top. And that's really been the message this offseason is competition and, at every position and see who rises to the top.